All right, give us a countdown, Jay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, Local 1700? We're back at our podcast. Glad to be back. As you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing the visual podcast this week, and it should be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and it should be our new format going forward. Instead of being on Buzzsprout, we're gonna end up being on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. God, we're moving up in the world.
Moving up in the world, man. I got to keep that all black on so I can look slimmer on camera. Y'all take it easy on me out there on TV, man. Take it easy on me.
Dog, man, that means you're just healthy, man. You're healthy. You got that running weight on you.
Man, it be here in the summer too.
But we do got a studio down here at the Local 1700, our new local on 6440 East 14 Mile Road. And we've been working to try to put it together. So as you see the next few episodes that we do, you're going to see some changes in here. But we wanted to get the first one out and just, get some feedback on it from you guys, obviously, to make us better and make our local better. I'm going to go with my regular spiel that I always go with. Make sure that you update your information, your contact information with your benefit rep, and then also make sure you reach out to your TAP rep. I know Brother Ego come in with some TAP information as soon as you get that information off the hotline, but go to school. This is the best time to go to school, especially in the running time. You go on to work, you can go to school, you can take classes online. But with your benefit rep, in the event that something happened, unfortunately, and we don't want anything to happen, they need to know who they're getting in contact with, whereas your benefits are lying to, and it's just a whole lot of stuff to go along with it, and it creates a situation when you haven't updated your information. Also, put your kids on your benefits, your spouses, and make sure all your benefits is there, something that's negotiated for you. I am going to speak on attendance. It's been a minute since we beat the attendance drum. I know Ron always say, hey, they're doing good in attendance or they're doing a lot better, right?
Yeah, they're doing better.
But I'm still going to encourage you, reach out to the attendance counselor. Her name is Letiska Hearns. You can reach her via phone or email. She's always there for all 3 shifts to help and assist you, but know where you fall at in your attendance. I'm not just talking about absences, but I'm also talking about tardies. As we all know, we got a very, 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 very brutal attendance policy that came along with this contract. I'm going to say it seems as if it's designed to get people fired. But one of the ways you cannot get fired is knowing where you are at in that attendance policy and then understanding how that attendance policy works. She's the person to take all the classes. She's the person that's internationally appointed to address those issues. So even if you ask your steward and your committee man, I got 2 committee men here, I'm going to tell you, she is the professional in that realm. So make sure you reach out to your attendance counselor, Letiska Hearns. We had a hell of a day yesterday.
Man,
yeah, great day.
It was a great day, though. Great day.
Man, so many kids down here today. I mean, this place was overran with kids for the trunk or treat. Then we had the car show in the back, had some smooth whips, man. There was some nice whips out there. Old schools, new schools. Had a couple of bikes out here. Hey, they did it big yesterday. We had the candidates out here, about 6 of them out here.
Make sure you vote.
Yeah, make sure you do go vote. And that voting day is November 5th. And then you can vote early. You also can vote early, but November 5th is the big presidential. Then all the other ones that fall in between there, Macomb, state, federal. Make sure you get out and vote, end of the day. I know everybody's tired of getting these phone calls, because I get them 1,000 times. I think you just got one about 10 minutes ago. Yeah. The biggest thing is these elections are important. And if you don't vote, you don't have a voice, and you have to go along with everybody else with what they wanted instead of what you wanted. Your vote do count. So November 5th, make sure you get out there and vote.
Harrison Walsh.
It is a holiday, so you have no excuse. You're off. You paid to be off.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Actually, it should be getting posted in the planner right about today. So make sure you go out and vote. Harrison Walsh is who local is supporting, who I believe majority of America is supporting. I know the polls seem tight, but at the end of the day, you got to vote what's good in your interest. And we are a UAW plant. Asking you to go out there and vote.
Yeah, that's a company giving off day?
No, that's a union negotiated day.
I'm just making sure that I'm on the right page. Okay.
That's one of those days that the union had to go through blood and tears to get, but we got it. So let's utilize it.
We lose 8 hours that day, or do we get paid?
You get paid the whole shim bag, the 8.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
And that's just not that day while you're bringing it up. All the holidays are negotiated and fought for. So I always say, if you don't use it, you what?
You lose it.
You're going to lose it. So I find it kind of ironic when I do see people, and I'm not broad people, hey, you make your decision, I can't count your pockets, that's the first thing I see on social media. But when certain days come up, I just be like, I just don't get it. Like Labor Day. That's the day honoring labor workers. Why would you go to work on a day that's honoring the day that you're at the fight for to represent, to recognize labor movement? So some things, I just ask people, all money ain't good money, as they say.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, this is Latiska Hernst calling me right now. Hey, Tish, I'm on the podcast. I'll catch you on the commercial break. All right, babe?
Hey, we missed something down at the thing that we was doing yesterday. It was some good food down there too.
That's
why I got this black on now, because I can't stop thinking about eating. But hey, the kids had donuts, pizza, cupcakes, you name it. It was down there. Water, pop, chips. It was an amazing time, and we fed you too, so it was pretty dope. Those committees, they did a great job.
Oh, the committees, man. I want to give a shout out to the Civil Rights Committee, the CAP Committee, Recreation Committees, and all the other committees that helped those committees put this on yesterday. It was fabulous yesterday. It was a good look for the local, it was a good look for the community, and it's most definitely a good look for the kids and the people that participated. It was an all-day event, took a ton of pictures, ate good, kids went home with bags of candy, slept good in the car on the way home because they was out of energy. All the costumes, they just knocked it out the park. So I'm gonna encourage all the committees going forward. Let's meet that level and exceed it. We got a home now, we can do some things. Now we are finna go into the construction phase, right, Eric?
Yes, sir.
So certain things that we are still limiting, but we are open to ideas and we can make it work within the capacity that we do have while we're working within the city guidelines as far as laws and limitations. We will do, because we do want to see our communities thrive. But yesterday, man, they did a good job.
Definitely. No incidents, all love. Everything just was wonderful. So shout out to all those committees. And then all the rest of the committees, you on the clock.
So, I loaded up the committees, back in September. Some of these committees got 50, 60 people on them. Step up. Everybody wants to be on these committees. Now, at some point, I am going to go back and look at the list. I said I was going to start doing it quarterly. And I'm asking all the chair people of these committees to keep attendance and keep an agenda in minutes and send it down to the local. That is required because every now and then we're going to start purging through these lists. And if you miss more than 3 meetings, you can be removed for that committee. Probably not what some people want to hear. Probably say, oh, that's some bull crap. But I'm going to tell you right now, we need active, involved committees. And that do require some volunteering. But when you go on the committee, you knew you was going to be volunteering. But that's what's going to make this local thrive. That's what make any local thrive. It's active committee. So once again, in 3 months, I am going to be looking at those lists. I have talked to the chairperson to those committees, and I'm going to continue to talk to them. We want to see everybody succeed. We want to see the locals succeed, and we want to figure out how we can bring this membership together under one umbrella.
If I could jump in there too, y'all, this ain't like 247 newscaster. We gonna laugh. We gonna give it to y'all raw and uncut. So we not about to sit still. We ain't gonna be wiggling to make noise. But if it's something funny, we gonna laugh. We gonna drink our water. We gonna have a good time. We welcome it. We let y'all in behind the scenes, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I feel stiff right now and uncomfortable. Look, like I was trying to stick to this script, trying to get through it. But as you're right, as we go forward, we are uncomfortable. And, we want this to be lively. We don't want it to be stiff. We want, it to be fun. So this weekend coming up, first thing, the Lions. The Lions.
Hey man, you can't say nothing but the Lions.
The Lions. They shutting them down, baby. They shutting them down. They sending them home, embarrassing them. Game was great. This game, last game, and it's gonna be great this Sunday coming up.
I'm gonna send a little shout out to the Steelers. We got to
I was waiting how I was gonna get in there.
I ain't gonna play my man. I'm gonna send a shout out to the Steelers.
Shout out to the Steelers.
Hey, the Lions is well deserved, man. Let me tell you, 30, how many years it's been since they even looked that serious?
Man,
I wasn't born yet.
You weren't even born yet.
I wasn't born.
Yeah. So they doing their thizzle, man, and it's great to see. What they say, the underdogs become the champions of the game. I know we still got a whole season to go through, but they keep on playing at this rate. We won't be saying too much about the Steelers. We'll be just strictly talking about the Lions. I might even convince them to put on a Lions shirt at that point, But
we're going to work on it.
We're going to work on it. But we are going to have a tailgate down here at the local. It's this week coming up, November 3rd. The doors to the game room in the back of the local opens up at 4:00 p.m. The game start. The actual football game is the Lions versus Green Bay. That's going to be a good game too.
Real good game.
Yeah, it's going to be, there's rivalry there, right? So it's going to be there. Cheesehead out your shop, Rick.
They get beasted anyway. I'm sorry. The Packers they might as well pack it up.
You hear that, Kanisha? I know you hear that, Kanisha, because she like to walk around with the cheesehead on.
She gonna be wearing the cheese. It's gonna be melted. That's how hot.
We inviting her on down. Come on
Hey,
down.
come on down.
Put your cheese head on. Come on down. You know,
It's
get
gonna
some
be real cheese.
Y'all know I'm always talking about some food. Come on down, get something to eat so we can watch the game and have a good
It's gonna be
time.
real cheese with them cheese heads.
But, I am asking this, though. We are going to start doing the tailgates down here at the local. We will announce them every week or at least post them on the local website as we go forward on the days that we are going to do it. But I am going to say this is open to UAW local 1700 members only. So, I know we all got friends, cousins, and family, and things of that nature. But to control the crowd first thing, and then to keep it as a family, a UAW local family fellowship. We're saying that, please don't, bring extra or additional folks, because we will have light refreshments down here and some snacks. So please respect that rule of this local membership.
Who invited?
Local 1,700 members only.
Local 1,700 members.
Yeah,
No
only.
matter where you at.
Yeah, so.
It's an open call to everybody. I know I'm putting everything to bed. Like I say, we're going to speak candidly and freely. This ain't no clique. This ain't no friend. Everybody, local 1,700 members, come on down. Let's have a good time. Let's fellowship. Let's watch these Lions get a good dub.
Oh, they're gonna take it in. Outside of that, we do know. I am gonna talk about today the Durango placement letter and investment letter. I spoke about it at the union meeting that we just had Sunday. But before I even go into that, let's talk about what's going on with the layoffs at the plant. I know we had another round of layoffs. Shop chair.
Yep, another round of layoffs. And I watch social media and we don't go back and forth, but some people were saying like, it's a secret. No, it's not a secret. We post it every week to the local website. We speak on it on the podcast. We speak on it at the union meetings, I should say, excuse me. We up to 182 officially laid off and counting. And the word that I'm using and counting, and that's the scary part. They haven't gave us a deadline of how many people or a set number. We just up to 182. We asked every week. We asked every meeting. We bringing it up. We trying to understand that what's going on, what number they trying to hit. And it's just like a moving number. So we doing it by seniority, but it's key. It's key because now we're doing it by seniority and department. So it's key that you fill out the 61D. It's very key that you get familiar with the language. It's going to be on the email that you receive. But put your 61D in immediately. You have 7 days from the time of your layoff. So if I can get you guys to get involved, 61D, you go ahead and put it in. I know somebody said, well, Ryan, how you put it in? It's listed, but it is going to be on your hub or your employee central. You'll be able to put it in the search bar, 61D. It's going to come up, and then you just follow the steps and just make sure you put it in. You should get some sort of confirmation at the end when it's put in. You can reach out to your local leadership, which would be your steward, your committee person. I'm going to scratch the stewards, and I'm going to put it on the committee shoulders. Just text your committee person. And I know my committee, they ain't got a problem with it because we want to make sure that you get your 61D in, because if you have the seniority to bump back at the plant, we don't want nobody disenfranchised. So please, immediately, that Monday morning, put your 61D in so we can make sure that we get this process the correct way.
And also, too, just to go in line with that, also remember, too, the union, I know a lot of people, first question they ask, what is the union doing about it? I mean, we always fight to make sure that everybody stay gainfully employed. However, we work in the industry that's customer driven. And a lot of things just happen because the numbers just aren't there. But to my people out there that believe that the union has the sole responsibility to make sure you stay here, that's just not true. I know if you go to the laundromat and the washers are down, you'll say, what the union doing about it? If your toilet is flush, you say, what the union doing about it? Understand that we sit in these meetings, we hear a lot of things that go on, but we always actively fighting to make sure that you guys got the best possible outcome. I mean, we tell the company all the time things that they're doing is not working. It's going to lead to negative results, but ultimately they're going to do what they do. I mean, that's why we are here. But understand that if we could just hit a magic button and you stay, I mean, you don't think we would do it? I mean, it's uncomfortable, but it's just, unfortunately, it's just something that happens in this business. It's customer driven. They're always looking to put money in their pockets, and unfortunately, the worker is always the one that paid the ultimate price. So just make sure that you stay in line with your reps and stay informed. You know, the purpose of these podcasts and stuff like this, make sure you have all the information possible. Come to the union meetings, get connected on the website. Just stay informed.
So
That
with these,
way,
let me
when
ask a
things
question
happen,
real quick.
You know, you at least you informed.
With those 61Ds, you're talking about 60, 70.
Did I say 67 D?
No,
61.
Okay.
61. Because this
Just
is
clarity.
60. The 67B is the plant to plant. They was asking for that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the 61D, yes, sir.
That's because they land off by departments, then they can utilize that language to bump in with their seniority back into the plant, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just want to make sure, I know it's a timeline on that, 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. 2 weeks. That's why I was saying that within that first week, I didn't want to say the 2 weeks. I wanted to have my people up against the wall, getting it done. Because now they're going to drag it out. So I understand. See, y'all, that's when you're talking to somebody that just can quote the book like that. It is 2 weeks, and you're correct. But I just don't want them waiting till the last minute.
Okay.
That first Monday when you wake up, because you would have been planning.
I just didn't want them to miss the timeline because they slow on the draw.
I know, man. That first Monday when you wake up, because you would, anticipated going to work. Even if it said your shift at 2, just at 2 o'clock, just put it in for whatever time you got a few minutes. Yeah.
Because they got to get in there.
Yeah,
the hotline come in yet?
Yeah.
Oh man, what's up?
And to the indefinite members that's laid off, we give you our heart because a lot of people have been through it. Brother Rick, how many plants you been through in your career? 7 plants. So this is nothing new under the sun. This is the highs and the lows of the auto industry. That's why they always say when the money is there, you need to make it and stack it because, just like when good times, start, there's bad times are coming. And right now we're in a serious drought and hoping for rain. But I got a text from Teresa Brown, who is our TAP rep. So any member that's indefinitely laid off, who was about to get laid off, if you have a voucher that's already been issued, you are good for that voucher. You don't have to worry about anything. That voucher will be paid. What will happen after that is if you're indefinitely laid off after this semester is over, you will not be allowed to use the TAP voucher again. So you will have to seek other remedies to pay for school. And if you need assistance with that, Teresa Brown, her phone number is 586-977-5335. She said reach out to her anytime and she can point you in the direction of, some other assistance. You can reach out to our EAP reps. They have, be able to help you with some assistance, financial assistance, housing assistance, mental health assistance, anything that you're going through. So make sure you reach out to the TAP rep and the EAP rep.
All right. Well, there's some good information with the TAP, and as you say, the auto industry is feast and famine. This is different what we're going through, right?
Yeah.
But it's really not that different. I always bring back the story, like you say, you've been in 7 plants. I always bring back the story when you were there. They was taking stuff down while we was working, tagging and selling it off.
Yeah.
And they was offering, what was they offering at the time? $100,000 buyouts, right?
$100,000 in the car voucher.
Yeah, the car voucher, yeah. And the crazy thing about that, I sat there as a young blood, because I ain't have but like 5, 6 years in, 8 years in. What do I do for me and my family? You know what I'm saying? Those are some difficult decisions. So as you say, our heart goes out because there are some difficult decisions. We know the layoffs right now are saying indefinite layoffs, right?
Yeah.
And we know it's happening throughout the whole labor market. There's multiple plants at different plants. Some plants are getting hurt or hit harder than our plant, but at the end of the day, we all one family, it's UAW. And there's going to be some difficult decisions to make. So with that being said, I want to encourage our members, because I know we're going into holiday time. You got Thanksgiving coming up, you got Christmas coming up, and New Year's coming up. Don't let the holidays stress you, because there will be another holiday next year.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and this is when we was working and everybody was good, I see a lot of people, really going into debt to make these holiday obligations. And, just reassess your budget, reassess, even if you're working, because you don't know what's coming around the corner, reassess your budget, reassess your family needs, put some money away, have a plan, have a backup plan, because right now, the auto industry, especially as it relates to Stellantis directly, is going through some turmoil in times. Unfortunately, we got a CEO Rules is a piece of crap, obviously, and I'm gonna say that the way I really feel is a piece of shit, but I'm gonna use the word crap right now because the other automakers, GM and Ford, they're posting record quarter profits, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And Stellantis made $6 billion.
Yeah,
So
they making
it ain't
money
like
too,
they ain't
right.
making money.
Yeah. So, you know, we got a terrible CEO. And even if he was out of his job today, it's gonna take a period of time for the wheel to turn from all these bad decisions that was made to get us right side up again. So, you know, back to what I was saying, you know, don't let the holidays take you into a series of depression or stress that you can avoid by just being realistic of what's going on. The holidays come and go. And if you do reach out to your EAP rep, obviously, they can always assist you with any programs out there, whether it be financial advice, whether it be shelter, whether it be depression or whatever it is. But usually one thing leads to another and it's just a bad situation. So, you know, like Eric said, you know, our hearts go out. We're not immune to it. And, you know, just the beast of the auto industry. But that goes to my next segment, which is the investment ladder. I spoke at the union meeting. We got two grievances out there, investment ladder and product placement. Now, the investment ladder speaks about the commitment of investment into certain plants. One in particular is the Belvedere plant, but it's the overall investment ladder that they committed to Stellantis as the North American operations. Then the other one is product placement, which is the Durango ladder is what I call it. Where are they going to actually place that vehicle? At one point, they were saying that it was going over to Canada. Then they came back and they said, well, no, we just have not allotted or put a plant yet with that vehicle. You know, the Durango was made down there at the Mack plant, I believe it is at the Mack plant, right? And without that vehicle being there, you better believe that plant will be up on the chopping block not too far from now after that, if that product don't come back and losing jobs. We wrote the grievance, all the locals was asked to write the grievance, well, and company did answer back. What we didn't do was take a strike authorization vote. Now, I'm gonna say it the way I feel it, but I'm asking you to give me the time to say the way I feel, because I know some folks are not gonna necessarily agree with me in certain rooms. I do believe that if the decision is made locally to take a strike authorization vote, it would be in the sense of I recognize as a leader that SHAP is not immune to what's happening to the other plants. SHAP is also not immune to our vehicles being moved down to Mexico. We have some language right now to protect us right now during this contract, but I have to look forward to what happens after this contract is open and over. And the way they're moving right now, it does look like we're gonna lose our vehicle or possibly lose our vehicle to Mexico at the end of this contract. They're already talking about building down there, but they say overcapacity and overflow, which we thought was going to Warren Truck. With that being said, I understand that the fight of unity and solidarity for my brothers down in Belvedere, my brothers down on the east side, whether it be Mac, whether it be JNAP, or even Warren Truck, who's already down in the dirt right now, and they fully need our support. I understand that SHAP is not immune, it can happen to us. With that being said, if a strike authorization vote is taken to the membership, I will ask the membership to think long or hard, but to support that, because we need to be in unison and step and show the company that we support each other, because we will want the same support. Now, those are some tough decisions as a leader of this organization, along with my vice president and the committee and everybody else is in leadership roles, because we have to look out for our family of 6,000 membership. I wouldn't ask you guys to do that without saying this. I don't think we should be where we're at today. I understand that contracts are contracts and people renege on contracts, but I believe our membership is still struggling with the ideal of how did we just sign a contract a year ago? It hasn't even been a year, and here we are having these type of battles today. I can't answer that for you. Those questions has been asked to our international brotherhood. We have been provided some answers. Some answers we're still struggling or trying to wrap our mind around it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are still one union, and I have to support those. And I say I have to support those only because I know those things that they're asking for my support will support us if we was in that fight. So whether it was some good decisions made or bad decisions made, decisions have been made, and we are in the midst of the fight. So if we take a strike authorization vote, think long and hard about the organization that we belong to. We all pay dues to, not only pay dues to, they have fought for many years to get us to where we are, right? And then we live to fight, and I hate to say this, we live to fight for another day, but we live to adjust and readjust to what needs to be adjusted another day. But we got to get over this hump together as one local, and then as one international local, and as one family. So it's going to be some tough decisions, but I most definitely want to not go anywhere without talking about that, because we just talked about layoffs.
So you know already, you can hear the phones already.
I already know. Yeah.
They're already jumping.
Yeah,
You already got Bitter Betty, Pitiful Patty, Messy Milk,
And political Paul.
and Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
That's a new one, right? They're already saying that don't go out there, don't do it. We ain't going out there. Well, like I said on previous podcasts, you either can decide to go out there and fight for something and at least have the possibility to win, or you can be put out there. One way or the other, you're going out there. And nobody obviously want to do anything like that, but we have to, because our backs are up against the wall. I mean, I think staying on the job and complying is not going to get us anywhere. And to your point, you know, the other brothers and sisters that are currently down in rotational layoffs, they need our support, because it could be us. I mean, we're not immune to the effects of what's going on, the poor decision making, but ultimately we got to stand with each other. And if the company know that we're fearful of you know, what they claim they'll do to us, they already won. So we have to show them that, hey, we're willing to do whatever, because if we don't, we won't live to fight another day. We just done, and I can't live with that narrative. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna support us having an option to continue to support our family. So I hope that everybody else will do the same.
But Rick, we gotta get to the fundamental problem here, and it's greed.
Absolutely.
It's absolute greed. It's the company wanting to squeeze every dime for the shareholders and for their own pockets, and not wanting to invest in the plant's employees, the customers, or the product. You know, they have $1 million, you know, investment buildings here. Like Kashap is a facility that they pour millions of dollars in, and to squeeze another dime or nickel or a quarter out, they want to pack up everything, which people have seen them doing, moving, you know, our software, moving our backup arms, moving, you know, everything that they could possibly move to Mexico in hopes of, if they get everything down there in time, if we do decide to go out on a strike, they're going to use that against us. You know, I'm waiting for the International to come out with an investment letter for the Ram, because, you know, it is a violation. If we were supposed to be the primary builder, Warren Truck was supposed to handle any overflow that we wasn't supposed to have, and now everything seems to be going to Mexico. I'd say to the International and the Sean Fain, hey, don't forget about Shaq. You want us to stand up for the Durango letter, the Toledo, we ain't got no problem with that, but make sure that you guys don't forget about the top money maker in the corporation, which is the Ram that's being built at Sterling Heights Assembly Plant, because it may be time that we need to come out with an investment letter for ourselves.
That EV Ram, by the way, that's a trap.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we don't even have the infrastructure, first of all, to even take advantage of an electric vehicle. And then if you just look at the low-income families that's being forced to adopt this narrative that the EV is the way of the future, well, where are they going to plug it up at? You know, I always ask the question, when the battery don't charge, like a cell phone, what do you do then? It's just so many what ifs. And I think that, you know, to your point with the corporate greed, you didn't put everything in one basket for this EV to explode and take off. But they line in their pockets right now, the shareholders, the buybacks, and everything that President Fain has mentioned. They're taking care of themselves. And we've seen this before with Daimler when Eaton, Bob Eaton, and all those guys had the golden parachute. We see history repeats itself. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do now is, as a union body, because we learned from that, we want to jump in and intercept a lot of this that's going on. But to your point, Eric, that corporate greed is it's at its finest now. I mean, I think this is probably the worst. I mean, how many more billions do you need?
Well, they cried about our raise, which was insignificant, to the 40 million and counting that he's gotten already.
That's for 1 year.
Yeah.
52 weeks. You know, I'm just trying to figure out.
I hate laughing.
To
I
run-
can't even get $42
Yeah,
over
To run a
4
company
years.
into the ground,
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
40 million.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see if he did a good job with you guys.
But you know what's scary is because the stock prices are getting so low because of the poor decisions, we're now vulnerable to these hedge fund companies that can come in and do
Yeah.
hostile takeover and rip our company to pieces.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
So when you sit back and you think our stock that went down and we lost half the value, then when these third quarter earnings come out, if it's any lower, $10, $11, $9, that makes us vulnerable because now the sharks are swimming because they see I can come in and buy millions upon millions of shares of this company. And then next thing you know, we on TV and they dividing our stuff up. It's just, it's unbelievable that these people are still walking free. You want to talk about criminal? This is just criminal. I mean, I don't understand it. But unfortunately, we always got to pay the price. So we might as well fight. I mean, what else do we have?
I mean, the yard did that excellent. I don't got nothing to add, but just one thing. What they doing with the line speed?
Oh man, now you're talking about slowing down the line speed, right? And that within itself is another setup or a trap, right?
So I heard when we were speaking about, it ain't got to us yet. Oh, it's here.
It's here, yeah.
It's at us. So us voting for a strike vote is protecting us.
Yeah.
If you looking down the street and saying that ain't bothering me, I don't want to go on strike. Oh, it's bothering us. Because with them slowing down that line speed, that means we'd be at capacity.
Yeah.
And then the overflow would go to
Mexico.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't want nobody in the building to just be putting on your boots or riding into work thinking, oh, they ain't affected us yet. Oh, it's here.
And you're right. That's the trap because they laid off people, right? Saying that productivity cuts on them, et cetera, et cetera. Then they slows down the line speed. Well, if you had those people, you wouldn't have to slow down the line speed, right? We already know the jobs are stacked to max efficiency, which is at 90%, some of them, right? Then they slow it down, and the word they're using right in the media is capacity. Well, now if you slow the line speed down, it does look like on paper, we had capacity. I talked to the plant manager every week, but I slid a chart over to him. Back in 2021, Sterling Heights Assembly Plant made 344,000 trucks that year. Over the next couple of years, from 2021 up to today, the number has dramatically went down. We had the slideshow, the PowerPoints put on the local website, so please go to the local website and look at it. And it's projected that in 2026, with the bill involved in the bill, we still won't hit 300,000 vehicles. But if you look at that chart, Mexico production goes up.
Yes. I think did Canada go up?
And Canada went up too. Yeah, Canada went up.
Everywhere but
Except
the
for
US.
us.
Everywhere but the US.
So, I mean, it's serious how they play the manipulation game. And I know about 6-7 months ago, I had told everybody on these podcasts, it's about controlling the narrative. And that's why they use the media outlets to try to control the narrative. But we got to be smart knowing that we know what's going on. Can't be late to the table. We have to react and act in such a way. And one of those reactions may be taking that strike vote.
So you were saying the numbers, right?
Yes.
344,974 to be exact.
Okay.
That was in 19. In 2020, it went down to 271,602. Then in 21, it spiked back up to 300. We rolled 3 for 2 years. Then in 23, we went back down to 274. Now currently this year, we're on track to only build 198. So Saltillo, Mexico, that whole time was nothing, right? So in 25, that's just next year, they're projected to make or build 81,996 Rams.
And those are the rounds that we would have been building.
Right,
Yeah.
they slowed the line down, so now they got capacity, right? Then when you fast forward to 2026, they count will be up to 141,056 vehicles. Where are those vehicles coming from? Guess what? It's coming from us.
Yeah.
So when we say that the fight is already here, you always ask the question, why we got to go out and strike? Well, why not? I mean, the numbers don't lie. They there. And he wasn't surprised by what he saw. It wasn't like he was like, oh, I didn't know.
No, he looked at it like he saw the numbers before, yeah.
And he had it memorized. So they already know that they have already equipped the plant to run, to build our product. So right now, now more than ever, we need to be fighting because the fight is already on us. They're at our doorstep.
And if you do the math, that number is a shift.
Yeah.
A slow running shift.
Yeah.
That's a shift.
Yeah.
So that's not a coincidence at all.
But we one of the only plants, I'm gonna say it again, we one of the only plants to still have 3 shifts.
Man, it's so bad right now. We one of the only plants that got 2.
Yeah,
So so watch this. So I've been to so many plants. I've been to 3 assembly plants that had 3 shifts. All of them last a period of 2 years, right? That's JNAP and Warren Truck. We've been at 3 shifts now. What is it? About 7 years now? It's been. I think it's 7 years. That's the longest I've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that we've made it this long, I've never seen 3 shifts run that long. But the writing is on the wall, just like y'all mentioned earlier about coming in and it was for sale sign. When I was at Mount Road Engine, I mean, we came in, it was signs on the table that said, this is sold. You go to the bathroom, the stall had sold on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the signs are on the wall, we can see them. So it's like, we gotta act now. Don't wait to react to what's going on. We need to be proactive. And I think that's why these podcasts, different things that we're doing now is important. It's just I'm hoping that everybody take heed to what's being said and not ignore it or brush it off. I got some people say, oh, the Lord will provide. Now, I'm a religious guy, but God gave us a brain. And when he created the brain, he gave you the ability to think and use sound judgment. But you cannot ignore the signs that he's showing you. When they taking away backup arms and they're slowing the line, all these crafty things that they're doing, which is in biblical terms, demonic, you have to prepare for what's coming. I mean, typically you can go outside and you're like, it smells like it's about to rain. That's because your senses kick in and then next thing you know it's raining. So right now we can smell it. Our product is leaving and we need to be doing something about it and preparing. We need to take cover and react.
And the Lord helps those who help themselves.
That's
Very
right.
true.
We have to get up and we have to do our part. I have never, ever been a big proponent for strike. Just like I'm pretty sure everybody's sitting at these tables because, strike is like war, But it's certain times where you gotta strike, certain times that you have to go to war. And that's to fight for your livelihood and for your family and for your brothers and sisters. We're in a fight. The best time to put a roof on your house is before the rain. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to wait till everything is down in Mexico before we start trying to mobilize and say, hey, we have a problem here. We need to get everybody understanding, hey, we have a problem now. And we need to start doing things now. We need to start coming to work. On the days that we are scheduled to work. We need to start making sure that we're focused on the job that we're being paid to do. We need to build each truck like it's our own. Like, we're going to own that truck when it rolls off the line. Certain things that we can do to help ourselves. And we have to get everybody, we have to get production, skilled trade, janitorial, even managers. Everybody has to do their part to help us turn this situation around. Now, the onus is on the owners of the company and the engineering, because that's a major part of the issues that we have in the plant. But wrong, loose, and shy, we own that, and we have to make sure that we're doing our best not to add to their narrative.
Well, Eric, you said nobody wants to strike. And I want this membership to really fully understand, as you stated, we don't want to strike. About, 2 months ago, there's been some heated conversations between us locally and international, confidential conversations, but I will tell you that they were heated because as leaders of this local, we don't want to be the one to lead our membership to a cliff where there's no end at the bottom of the pit. So we recognize the seriousness of what a strike can do and what a strike will do. And we still ask questions. Don't get me wrong, we still ask questions, but we do have a full understanding that if we don't support the movement, what a strike will do and what a company will do to us. They're split and divide us, so they call whipsaws against each other. And at the end of the day, we will lose. So sitting up here talking to our membership saying, hey, this may come, is us telling you prepare yourself because it may come, because it may be one of the last pieces in our toolbox that we have to utilize. When I say have to utilize to make this whole thing work. Our plan is a very pivotal plan. We are, as they say, the most profitable. For surely was last year. This year they may be giving it to Mexico or Canada or wherever. So they telling us and showing us which direction we're going. And just because, glory days look good today and we still working while other plants are not working, once again, doesn't mean that it cannot happen to us. So in being proactive, we're going to continue to support our UAW brothers, and the decisions that's being made is for the best of not only our membership, but for all membership, and to keep us gainfully employed in the years to come. is what needs to be happening.
But out of all the years that we've been working, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this.
We ain't never had the devil like you got it.
You look at a company that you deliberately destroy it, and I've never seen where none of our products are selling. That's what's scary. Typically you will have one plant that's that's having issues or whatever, you can kind of other ones afloat. But to have all of them in trouble at the same time, that's what's terrifying, because what do we have in the product line to take us to that next level? Nobody wants a Ram with a V6 in it. I mean, let's just be honest. We're going to speak to the elephant in the room. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants an electric muscle car. Everybody wants that good old American muscle. They want to feel it. They want to smell it. They want to touch it. They want, when they turn their car on, the neighbor's like, oh, he on his way to work. They want that. And I can't get that from an EV. I just can't. Now, if they want to put the other products out first, then fold that in, okay, let's do it that way. But I think that these are deliberate, and that's what's frightening, is that it's like, man, we screaming like, hey, what are you doing? I'm open, and they won't throw the ball. And that's what's fearful. So our only recourse as the union, to Eric's earlier point, is to control what we can control and just be prepared. That's the only thing that we can do. Control what we can control, because when it all come down, I can say, I did my part. We in this mess not because of us. We in this mess because of you. So that's what we need to band together and do, And we gonna make it. It's scary, but we'll make it. But with the dedication and solidarity, I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Building 6, man. I gotta change the subject. Go to something different. Building 6 back there. Just put a new roof on there. Has that job been completed back there? Do you know?
No, not yet. But it's like right there.
Right there at the edge of it.
Right there,
I know that's
right
one of the things that crazy back to, once again, we got to negotiate everything. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the things that was negotiate someone to do some follow up on that, and it is right there.
It's
I talked
right
to
there.
Glenn the other day.
It's right there.
It's right there. So that's a good thing. I want to give out my shout out to the skilled trades. You guys keeping the plant running. You guys are addressing issues. Make sure that nobody's signing off. When I say nobody, I'm talking about management signing off on your PMS and your TMSs, because that's another thing that's going to sink us in a hole, or takes away our collateral or our evidence when management is buying off on stuff that we know has not been completed or completed correctly or finished, and they're buying off on it. But I want to give a big shout out to my skilled trades. Outside of that, what else you got going on?
Well, as of right now, we was on lactation rooms. It's been
Lactation.
kind of going through. I know we lost one because of the closing down of the supervisor office.
Okay.
So we working with labor trying to get another lactation room, but then I know it's been problems with the cleaning of them. So I've been with the labor manager, and we've been trying to keep all of that clean. So please keep reporting if they not clean. Keep letting us know so we can stay on top of them. So I'm a guy. I'm not allowed in the lactation room. My woman committee woman went away. So now y'all gotta let me know, because I normally have my steward Latanya running there for me, because I don't never want to come in there and make somebody uncomfortable. But I will get with the management staff that are female, or sometimes have somebody stand outside the door so I can go look, just to make sure that they get clean. So the lactation rooms for the women, we definitely running those through, so we can have comfort and cleanliness while you guys do what you got to do.
At the run, that is a management's obligation as well. You don't always have to go to the union. You have supervisors out there that you can report the cleanliness of the lactation room, and they should, if they know how to work a radio, get on the radio and call for either HP Industrial or call for Caravan Night to come clean those lactation rooms. If there's trash in your area, don't wait for your steward, or water on the ground. Don't wait for your steward or your committee person to come. Tell your supervisor, because they have the primary responsibility to make sure that your area is clean and functional. Don't relieve them of their duties so that the only thing they're able to do is sit there and write people up. Give them some work to do.
Write people up and blame the union, because the first thing they do is Hey, I want to give a shout out to, because tomorrow we'll be in the plant doing some handshaking and laughing and patting on the back, and actually taking our hats off of those who got 40 years in the plant.
Don't look at me,
Plus
man.
years. It's 40 plus years.
40 plus years, huh?
It's a few 50s and 55ers in there.
Oh, do you know how old I am? I'm 55. Some people there have been there since I've been born, huh?
Yeah, 50 years. Man, I
Man.
was grown and
So-
working, and I wasn't even born.
It's crazy to think somebody, they work at the plant that long, and that's taking a whole lot of stamina and dedication. But I tilt my hat. Hey, congratulations to you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. I do want to spank the company or shame on the company because they used to do like a little lunch and dinner for them. You used to call them all up to the auditorium and give them a nice layout of a lunch, give them a nice little jacket, a commemorative jacket. And now I'm here, we're struggling just to get donuts and coffee, and that's a shame for a company. Once again, a Stellantis company that's chopping the block on finances, on everything. Shame on you that somebody dedicates 40 years and they can't get a lunch or a dinner. We used to get catalogs, you know what I'm saying? That you could order stuff out of.
When I first got into Chrysler at JNAP, it was a guy that had 50 years seniority, and they gifted him with a Grand Cherokee for his 50 years of service. And he took pictures and all that. And I was like, wow, they get cars out. But, it was 5 decades that he put in, and he still looked good. He wasn't like he was broke down. I mean, he was still a repair guy. But 50 years, they put the keys of the Grand Cherokee in his hand, and now we can't even get donuts.
They say,
how far we didn't come.
Yeah, how far we didn't come, how far we didn't.
Can't get a
You
donut.
don't take care of your employees, then you can't turn around and say, well, they won't work for me or they won't come to work. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got the job to take care of our family, so we knew that going in. But at some point, you got to start showing some respect and taking care of the employees. Because that's who I get mad when they do the pizza parties. It's like, I don't even buy pizza for my own stuff at home. Why you gonna give me a piece of pizza? It becomes insulting. So shame on the company, but congratulate those for who reached that mile mark in their career. And keep on living, baby. Keep on living. Outside that, we going. You got something else for us, Ian? I see you over there, Ryan.
All right.
You good? What's going on?
No, just want to touch bases on the breast cancer.
Last
week we coming down for breast cancer.
I wore my pink on Friday. Me and Eric was rocking it out.
We went around and the whole committee, we took pictures.
Yeah, you got us in trouble with
it.
Yeah.
We caught it today.
We'll be out there, Sheila, Thursday.
Yeah. So we did what we did, and it just was something that we wanted to do and just show the appreciation to the breast cancer whole team, and plus the whole local 1700 that stood up, that supported them every day. And it's just one good thing I want to say thank you. And if this is the last week, we're going to try to push it one more week. We can't promise that, but I go in tomorrow, we're going to have the whole team. We're going to try to do some negotiating with the president blessing and see if we can get it one more week for you guys. But breast cancer definitely been a huge success. Food truck schedules, I've been hearing the complaints about that. We on management head to start posting that. Y'all think it's really us again as the union not posting, so we on management head to get the schedule together to start posting that schedule. And then we just go the extra mile and get it posted to the local, get it posted everywhere around. So we get it through Shap Talk, through the people we know. So we working on that too. Microwaves and refrigerators. I know some people out there, some of my committee as well as in my area that's taking it, catching it. We working on them. They kept saying the PO wasn't written. They messed up on the PO and all that. But we working on microwaves and refrigerators so everybody can keep their food up, keep their food cool, and that way we can all, I keep telling them, you can't expect somebody to come to work and they can't eat. Y'all know I'm pushing that. Anything got to do with food. Y'all know I'm on that.
And I want to jump in that microwave if somebody go say, didn't we get that in the contract? We did.
We did.
And part of the contract said they'd keep afloat. And that was brought up to them last week when you talked to plant manager. And that's going to be honored and it's going to be maintained.
Exactly. And my last thing is on winterization.
Yeah.
Dock doors, jackets, and all that. Chuck working on that. Jamel as well, my two committee people. They running through the plant to make sure that the heater's working, making sure the doors going up and down, making sure the proper coats is on order. So winterization is in full effect. I heard the people complaining a little bit because it was hot. Y'all know we having what they call an Indian summer, but the heat is on. Got to get it on because it'll be 0 below. We'll wake up in the morning to 4 inches of snow and we ain't careful. So winterization is in full effect. So to everybody, we already working on them doors. We already working on them jackets. So you guys on them high lows and stuff won't be freezing. And the people that work off the docks won't be cold as well. So that was just with the little stuff that we got going on in the plant that we staying ahead of. So because we know how long it takes for them to actually do stuff, and we've been working on it for a while. So we just trying to tie all that up.
And I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. I see you over there, Rick. November 17th. That's the next union meeting. So please make sure you come out. I thought I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. Maybe I didn't, but if I did, make sure you come out to the union meeting, get involved. Hey, just come out and meet. Your rep should be talking to you on the floor, especially your stewards and committee members. They all be down here. If you have any questions, and then for those that are going on layoff or being affected by a layoff, make sure you reach out to your benefit reps to understand how that goes and what plays in that. Then I know the state down at the unemployment office is giving hell out right now. They're not really, I guess, facilitating all the questions that they need to be answering to. But stay on their heads and we'll help you every step of the way as far as we can, right?
Exactly. Don't feel like you out there by yourself. Give us a call.
And check on each other. You know, we got a lot of people out here that's being affected by layoffs, deaths, and everything else under the sun that's going on in this world. Because when life starts lifing, the only thing you can do is hold on. So just check on each other and reach out to somebody you know that's having a hard time. Shout out to AD over in Final Third Shift. We are praying for you. You know, we know you're having a hard time with the loss of your brother. But you hold on and hang in there. God is going to work it out.
With that, we're going to close it out. As I always say, deuces.